So this is me trying to take this channel seriously again. If you are not new here and if you saw my last video, I actually posted in January that I was going to take my content seriously in 2026 and that I was going to try to post on this channel twice a week for 3 months. That was the last video that I posted for the entirety of 2026 so far. So here we are. Little life update. I had a lot going on, so I did say in the last video that I had a couple different brands that I was working on. One of them actually took up a lot of my time and is going really well, so I decided to focus on that instead of focusing on this or putting my time and energy into this on the side, because I totally understand that YouTube is something that needs to grow and it's a slow growth type thing, and I totally intend to take the ride and go on the journey that will take a while. So this is me doing that. So I wanted to come on here today and re-proclaim my intention to stay consistent, and I think my life is finally in a place to where I can add this into my schedule and stay consistent with it. So with that being said, I have a couple things that I'd love to share that I've learned as a business owner running 3 different brands on my own, literally all by myself, and some things that I've learned that makes content creation so much easier, and just the act of creating content and showing up online for your brand as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and as a creator, that will make your life a lot easier. So this is my first video coming back into creating YouTube videos for this channel. If you're new here, we talk about socials for business, content creation, and all of that fun stuff. If you love conversations and content like this, I'd highly recommend subscribing. So let's go ahead and get into it. So just to give you a little bit of background of why I feel qualified to talk about this, I have been a content creator since 2017, and I'm also a social media manager, and that is one of the brands that I own. The second brand that I own is a content creator brand, and the third brand that I own is another branch of my social media management business, which is this actually. So this is me trying to be like a social media creator. So this is a combination of both. Those are my credentials. Let's go ahead and get into it. So these are some content hacks that will help you actually show up. Now, just because I haven't showed up on this YouTube channel for the past couple months doesn't mean I haven't been showing up in other places. Again, I already told you my spiel. So the first thing that actually will help you show up and makes your life easier as a content creator is batching your content. Now, I have spoken about this on this channel so many times. I have a full deep dive on how to batch your content in one of my older videos. If you do go ahead and watch that, just know that I am embarrassed because my older videos are like me just figuring it out. So I still haven't figured out my background yet for this channel, but I am okay with this as of right now. But batching your content makes it so much easier for you to actually show up, because you're essentially being proactive and kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, or multiple birds. Weird analogy, but basically what it is what I'm doing right now. So I'm actually filming 2 YouTube videos in one sitting, same outfit, same hair, same makeup, but I am getting my 2 YouTube videos for next week out of the way in one shot. So this is literally just helping you create multiple pieces of content in one sitting, because you're already in the zone, you already planned out your content. I did script out these videos already, so I am literally just sitting here creating them. I don't have to think about what I'm going to say because it's literally right in front of me, and it just makes the entire process of creating content so much easier. So again, if you want to deep dive into batching content, definitely check out my video on my channel already. The next thing that I would say is really helpful for helping you show up, that I would say is kind of like a hack, but it's not, it is content templates. So if you are someone who posts carousels on Instagram, for one example, then using templates like on Canva or like a specific niched template that you buy from a creator will definitely help you show up a lot easier, because half of the work is done for you already. So a good template is basically just the framework, the structure, like the bone structure, the foundation of whatever it is you're actually creating, and all you have to do is insert your own information into it. So this can actually also act as like a carousel template for Instagram, but this can also be used within content creation as as something that you can create for yourself so that you can show up faster and easier. For example, if you are posting on Instagram or TikTok at least 3 times a week, then you basically have a template, which is your posting schedule, that you can use to help you go through the process or move forward in the process much easier. So if you have a posting schedule that looks like one face to camera video on Monday, one carousel on Wednesday, and then one trend on Friday, that is basically a template for you to get started. Insert your content concepts to figure out what the actual topics of the posts are going to be, but use that posting schedule framework template for the rest of the entire month. So that will literally help you show up faster and easier, because that's one less decision you have to make and one less idea you have to come up with. So I highly recommend structuring things this way, or even just using templates for specific things like carousels, YouTube video scripts, or anything that you can get or use a template on that you think. There are templates for literally everything. Business structures, like little things, business systems, contract templates, literally anything, but they 100% make your life easier for whatever it is that you're using it for. But templates will definitely make your life easier when it comes to content creation. The third content hack that makes your life a lot easier and helps you show up actually would definitely be tools that save you time. So one of the things that kind of stood in my way when I was trying to take content creation seriously on this channel specifically was the workflow of content creation for these YouTube videos. So it took me a really long time to actually edit these videos, and I feel like that was the biggest thing that was kind of in my way when I was trying to put this project into my schedule, and I just literally didn't have time for it because of the other things that I was focusing on. But I kind of found a way to make it work for my schedule, because I found a way to make the editing a lot shorter. So when I talk about tools that save you time, there are a couple different things based on your specific needs, but the specific thing that I found was the transcription tool in CapCut. So this basically allows you to upload a full video. Literally what I'm going to do is upload this raw footage right now into CapCut. I'm going to hit the transcribe button, and it's literally going to remove all of the filler words, all of my stuttering, and all of the pauses, and basically edit the video for me. And that takes up a lot of time, but it is super important for a really good engaging video. And I found that I was doing that for my other brand, and it really helped me shave a lot of time down on editing those videos, which is why I was like, you know what, I can actually show up on this channel now, because this literally was one of the biggest reasons that I stopped posting here. So tools that save you time, such as that specific tool on CapCut in your editing for, again, your specific needs, will definitely help you show up faster and easier. Another tool that I would recommend is maybe using ChatGPT or something of the sort that will help you within your creative process. I use ChatGPT sometimes when I'm feeling like I'm in a little bit of a creative block, or if I don't have time to really sit there and outline something. I usually use it for outlines when I already have the idea, but I just kind of need it organized, or I need it expanded, basically. So that's another tool that you can use if you struggle with the part of content creation that is coming up with content ideas, or maybe structuring out your schedule, or even just organizing things. The next thing that I would say is a content hack to help you show up easier would definitely be repurposing your content. So I would say that there is literally, and I always say that there is literally no such thing as content repeating. So if you are taking the time to film, edit, script, prep a piece of content, then you want to get the most out of the footage or the content that you're creating. So this video right now, I can easily turn it into a 5-part TikTok video series because of all of the things that I'm saying in it, and that will let me stay active on TikTok or even on Instagram or wherever else I would like to post this, even on YouTube Shorts. So repurposing your content is definitely a great way to show up consistently with the same footage that you are already making. And there are many ways that you can repurpose your content. You can repurpose the actual footage. You can repurpose ideas. For example, if I have this idea of content hacks that will help you show up easily and faster and easier, I could turn this concept into a Instagram carousel, or even into a B-roll video with these a list of all of these content hacks. So you can repurpose so many different things in so many different ways. So make sure that you are not reinventing the wheel every time you post, because this is another kind of spin-off of having a template to use in your content creation process. Now, the next thing is a mindset shift instead of a content hack, but I did want to include it. Showing up actually when you're trying to grow your brand as a content creator or grow your business. If you treat content creation as a habit, that will definitely help you actually show up. So this is kind of going into your routines and your schedules. And my last content hack is having a realistic schedule. This will literally help you show up because it's integrated into what you do every single day. So based on your process of creating content, when you script your videos, how long it takes you to edit, when you sit down to film, based on how you put this into your schedule is what's going to determine whether or not you actually show up every single week. So my plan for showing up on this channel is actually to integrate this filming situation into my content days. So my batch days are going to be just a little bit longer, but not that much longer because of the amount of time and effort and intention I take to script out these videos on my content planning day. So this is going to help me show up because I am literally placing my filming and my batch day in a place where I can actually keep up with it, because my batch days for my other brands, I have all of the equipment on already. My soft boxes are on, my mic is out, my camera is out, set up already. So literally the barrier of entry is 0 to actually make these videos. So hopefully now you have a better idea of some things that you can use in your workflow, in your process, to make showing up and creating content a lot easier. Let me know if there are any things that you have found throughout years, months, or however long it's been since you started creating content that you would love to share with other creators and entrepreneurs, business owners, and people in this space down in the comments. I'd love to know. I also feel like creating content is definitely a journey of improvement because I'm constantly changing the tools that I use, the way that I'm creating content, my setup, and finding things that make my life easier. This CapCut transcription tool that I was talking about, I literally discovered it. I knew it was around, but I didn't really start using it because I felt like it wouldn't really work for me, but I found out that it does literally a couple weeks ago. So content creation in the process is always evolving, and I would love to hear your take and what you've learned on your journey as well to help you show up easier and faster. Again, if you love conversations and content like this, I would highly recommend subscribing. I promise I'm actually going to stay consistent this time. And if you subscribe and let me know that you enjoy content like this, that will actually help me be more motivated to post. So please go ahead and like this video. And again, subscribe. And I will see you in my next video, which will be in a couple days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!